hello, and welcome to your favorite bad movie podcast. The only podcast that's brave enough to ask the question, if this movie's so bad, why do you like it so much? We're your hosts. I'm so hairy, they call me Harry, but you could call me Chris Anderson. With me, as always, I have, let's say, the original boss, Mr. Greg Bossy, aka the Paul of the show.
Mm-hmm. Don't you tell these people that there's a volcano when there's not one, or they'll die from economic reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. We live in the real world.
That's right.
And no one lives in a realer world than obviously running things as though they were the mayor. It's my lovely wife, Anna Anderson.
What? Hi.
I don't know what I'm doing with this one.
You're trying, and I appreciate that.
You know, I wanted to mix it up, and I didn't think it through. But here, obviously, we have with us our very special guest, ready to blow their top. I'm going to call them a peak guest. It's Courtney Collins. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Thank you. A peak guest. I get it.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate it. That's a good. I'm glad I got the good pun.
Good. You flatter me. Listeners, this week we're talking about Dante's Peak. If you haven't seen the feature-length film Dante's Peak, you can probably guess what it's about. Mm-hmm. But here's a summary just to hold in your mind anyway. Dr. Harry is a rogue volcanologist, and he's the only one who knows that Dante's Peak is about to erupt. Now, with beautiful Mayor Rachel's help, he has to evacuate the village of Dante's Peak before it's destroyed by the mountain called Dante's Peak.
I'm very glad that you addressed the multitude of the names Dante's Peak.
I was really hoping that Peirce Brosnan's character was going to be named Dr. Dante Peak. But
that would have been very nice.
Courtney, do you remember how you first came across Dante's Peak? Tell me about your relationship with Dante's Peak.
Oh, I would love to. I actually did a little searching around my house yesterday to see if I could find it. I have many of the movie stubs of movies I went to see as a teenager, and this is one of them.
Okay.
We saw it, I guess I was 14, as a group outing for a group of 14-year-old girls going to a birthday party at the mall. So we saw it at the mall, the Salisbury Mall. Yeah. Shout out to the center at Salisbury.
That is the perfect place for this cinematic experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think I pushed for this movie pretty hard. I couldn't tell you like what other movies were out, that week or whatever. And I don't think anybody really cared for it that much, but I thought it was pretty cool. And then probably 6 or 7 years ago, I was really sick with a bad sinus infection and I couldn't sleep one night, and I turned it on and James was like, James, my husband, was like, Dante's Peak, what about Volcano? And I said angrily that this is the Dante's Peak house, James.
Okay.
And on top of all of that, so I think I've only seen it like 2 times before I watched it for this show. I've never seen Volcano beginning to end. Which I know with some extra credit. I've seen like clips of it, and I'm sure you know what one I've most definitely seen. But I've never seen Volcano, so like I'm hard and fast with that. Like I don't know if I'll ever watch it. I'm kind of like stuck on Dante's Peak.
I like it.
What's funny is I was the exact opposite. I was like, when I was the last summer that I lived at home, Volcano was on cable. And so just like on any given afternoon when I'd be sitting around with absolutely nothing to do, I would just watch Volcano.
Right.
And so I probably watched it like 12 times over the course of that summer. And so anytime I wanted to watch a like late 90s Volcano movie, I'd be like, oh yeah, Volcano's good. I know Volcano's good. I don't need to bother with Dante's Peak. It's none of my business. It's like,
I like these bright lines when it comes to these twin films. It's really good.
We only have so much time for, to watch these volcano movies. We have to pick one.
It's
Life's
true.
too
Yeah.
short.
It's true.
I don't need two of these. It's fine. Now, Anna, had you seen Dante's Peak before? Or Volcano?
No, I had seen neither one. I mean, I had seen the last, sort of watched the last 45 minutes of Volcano when you were watching it recently, but I was waking up and on my phone and only sort of paying attention. And I had never seen Dante's Peak. So I watched that yesterday, and then out of curiosity, I watched all of Volcano today.
Okay, so you got to be the tiebreaker. You're the tabula rasa. Which one did you prefer?
Oh, I ultimately thought that Volcano was a better movie, but Dante's Peak has better volcanology, and I did kind of like it better.
Interesting.
Okay. Interesting. Now, what about you, Greg? Where do you fall on this divide?
So I'm somewhere deliciously in between everybody in that when I was watching so I feel like we're getting everything because I was like, that's Dante's Peak. I've seen that. That's the one where Peirce Brosnan is driving around in LA. And then I realized that I was and then looking at it, it's like, no, it's Tommy Lee Jones in L.A. and Peirce Brosnan. And so I was like, have I seen Dante's Peak? So I started it up, and I was like, I don't think I have. And then they got to the boat scene with the acid lake, and I was like, no, I have seen Dante's Peak. I have definitely seen Dante's Peak because I got a water problem. And again, I was right back with the clenched and so I was like, so I think that I have seen both and recalled almost nothing of either one of them. So here we are.
All right, a lot of valid responses to these films, I feel.
Yeah.
And I do specifically remember renting these movies because nobody wanted to watch. And I was like, I'm curious. There are two of them. I was also curious about Deep Impact and whatever the other one was.
Oh, yeah. There were two Meteor movies at the same time. Yeah, it was just
why are they? And there's all these disaster movies, too. It's like, why are everybody just destroying everything in pairs?
Yeah.
It was the 90s.
Well, we're going to be talking about that more later. Anna has a segment on that coming up, listeners.
Sweet.
You don't want to miss it. But before that, we got to talk about, sometimes, like my friend Greg once said, a picture looks better in a frame. We got to put this movie in its context. Do you guys want to hear about the context research I put in this film?
Sure.
Please.
Yeah.
So Dante's Peak came out February 7th, 1997. And one important question I want to get just for research before I even get into this. Courtney, you said you went with gal pals for a birthday party when you went to see this at age 14.
Yes.
Did y'all think Peirce Brosnan was hot? I think it's important to know.
No, I don't like when I was 14, Peirce Brosnan wasn't doing anything for me. Now when I watch it now, I'm like, he's extremely good looking. Why didn't I think that? That's actually funny that you bring that up because he wasn't somebody I was interested in at that age.
Okay.
I don't even know who I was when I was 14. I don't know. Some dork like Devin Sawa or something. Sorry, Devin. I know you're cool, but
yeah. Because obviously he was an adult man. That makes sense.
Right.
Hey everybody, Chris here. Courtney just wanted me to clarify for the record that her actual crush at the time was Gavin Rosdale. Gavin Rosdale. Anyway, back to the show. Hope you enjoy it.
So it was directed by Roger Donaldson. And I found 3 taglines. Tagline number 1. The pressure is building.
Okay, I'll take it, but I'm not happy about it.
You can do better.
They ate too big a dinner. The pressure is building.
Well, followed up with tagline number 2. Exploding soon.
There's a part of me.
There's something happening
yes.
here. I feel like there's something.
Also
Tagline number
for many different movies.
Yes, there's something between the lines. Tagline number 3. Whatever you do, don't look back.
Wow.
At the volcano.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think those are all really letting the title do all of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you really need a tagline? Like, I feel like it's kind of hard to come up with something better than just it being called Dante's Peak about a volcano named Dante's Peak. Like, what else do you need to convey?
I feel like exploding soon, if that one just in isolation didn't have the others around it, probably would have been the best.
Yeah.
So Roger Donaldson was born in Victoria, Australia. But at the age of 20, he immigrated to New Zealand. In his 1977 debut film, Sleeping Dogs, which I watched over the weekend, it was the first feature-length film shot on 35mm entirely in New Zealand. And it was like a political thriller about like Sam Neill getting caught up in martial law being declared in New Zealand in 1977.
Huh.
In this sort of like Kafka-esque situation, but it's also very rural New Zealand. I fell asleep, but I did start watching it at like 8:30 in the morning, which is probably the worst time to do that. But it was at the time the most successful film ever made in New Zealand. And it really opened the doors for Kiwi films and filmmakers to find an international audience. He like helped the entire nation break out.
Huh.
That's cool.
Yeah. Putting Aotearoa on the map. So he followed this up with a more niche comedy called Nutcase. I'm only bringing it up because it's about a terrorist named Evil Eva who holds the city of Auckland hostage by threatening to reactivate a nearby volcano with a nuclear bomb.
Oh.
Hello.
Wow.
So he has a history of volcanoes in film. He was able to break out of New Zealand with the help of famed producer Dino De Laurentiis.
Oh, wow.
David Lean was originally slated to direct an adaptation of Mutiny on the Bounty, but had to quit after the budget started running out. And also the screenwriter had a stroke before he could finish the script for the second part of what was supposed to be a 2-part film adaptation.
Okay.
But at this point, De Laurentiis has already spent millions of dollars building a replica of the HMS Bounty and had already hired Anthony Hopkins to play Captain Bligh.
Oof.
And since the boat was already in New Zealand, he hired Donaldson to take over. The Bounty was fairly well received. It garnered Donaldson a Palme d'Or nomination. And it was his ticket to every foreign film director's dream. Competently directing mid-budget pictures for major American motion studios on an average once every other year.
Yeah.
So in his run between The Bounty and Dante's Peak, there are 2 films that he made that I wanted to point out specifically. One is a favorite of Greg and me that we have a long-standing love of. He directed Cocktail.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday when I looked it up. I was like, I can't believe this is the Cocktail guy.
I was like, I knew this guy's name for some reason.
We got to watch Cocktail, baby. It's great.
Listen, it's
God, what a horrible movie.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so
horrible.
good.
It's so intense. Maybe we could make that a Saturday matinee. And that explains why that Australian guy is in it.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Let's see. The other one that he directed was the movie Species, which I always like to bring up because that is the origin of the cryptid, the chupacabra.
Nice.
That's the origin of the chupacabra?
Yes, a woman went to see the movie Species, and then she said she saw a chupacabra. But she was just talking about the movie Species.
Huh.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's one of those cryptids where it's like, no, that's one place where we know where that comes from.
We know, yeah.
That's
and
so
it's kind of
wild.
rips too. That's a pretty good movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, if I remember
should
correctly.
check it out again. It's at least got a babe in it.
Yeah.
Henstridge.
And it, to think that the chupacabra sprung in like the late 90s. That was when it came about.
Yeah.
So Species was a big hit. And it was effects heavy. So he was a natural choice for director when Universal Pictures was looking to make Dante's Peak 2 years later. Donaldson, for his part, had studied a little geology in his youth, and so that interested him. He was like, oh yeah, I know a little bit about volcanoes. Yeah, this sounds fun. I'm on board. The production went fairly smoothly, near as I can tell. I didn't find any hassles or anything. It was largely shot in Idaho. I did find an interview with Peirce Brosnan raving about how beautiful Idaho is.
Oh, he just seems like a cool dude.
I brought my mother out to Idaho. It was wonderful. For visual effects, they brought in a company called Digital Domain and visual effects supervisor Patrick McClung. McClung has a very solid effects resume. Starting off as a model maker on Star Trek The Motion Picture. He also did The Empire Strikes Back and Ghostbusters. He would go on to work on Aliens, Die Hard, The Abyss, and True Lies.
Damn.
Not heard of any of those.
You need to get out more.
All right.
So at this point in filmmaking history, digital effects were starting to make some big leaps forward, but you couldn't do a lot of this work digitally very well. So there's a lot of model work in Dante's Peak, and I think I always like a blend of the two. This is probably my favorite era for special effects.
Yeah.
I think it really has helped them hold up so well.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there are a couple shots here that are kind of clunkers. I think the lava doesn't look great, but there's a lot here that does look good. They did have to rush things a little bit, and that might be why. They found out that 20th Century Fox was working on the movie Volcano, and they wanted to beat it to the big screen. They beat it by about 10 weeks.
Boom.
First in, first out.
It's got to be crazy to be working on a movie and then be like, someone else is doing a similar thing, so we have to go faster.
Like pre-social media, like you didn't have the network that you do now where this would literally probably never happen. There's no way. Like you think about, how did they find out?
Yeah, completely different era. Dante's Peak cost an astronomical $116 million.
Wow.
It made $178 million.
Okay.
So possibly not worth the investment, but definitely, a success. Nobody lost any money, The critics were similarly sort of lukewarm, a lot of C+ to B-. Gene Siskel wrote, "It takes a full hour for the volcano to blow in Dante's Peak. And when it does, the movie really starts to cook. The special effects of rivers of lava, snowstorms of volcanic ash, and a river of acidic water are top-notch. Can I recommend half a movie?"
It kind of sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I can't argue with him too much.
No.
And it almost feels like it was made for cable because you could tune in Like the later you came in, the more you would want to watch it.
I was thinking that yesterday too. I'm like, this is a perfect TV movie.
Yeah. This is something on TNT that you did not see the first half hour.
You don't need to see the premise at all. You get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I watched Volcano today on an unnamed streaming service, it did have some commercials, and I didn't mind it that much.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know.
You take
Some
a break,
movies,
you walk around, you come back.
Yeah, again, like movies from this era were paced in a way where commercials don't bust them up as much as movies from like the 70s and earlier or
that too.
Modern movies, I think.
So other disaster movies of 1997. Obviously you had Volcano. But you also had Tidal Wave, No Escape.
Oh yeah.
You had Turbulence, the original Turbulence. Check out our episode about Turbulence 3. Classic movie. You also had Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Oh, woof.
Ooh. Saw it in the theater.
Oh my God, you did? I'm sorry about that.
Second run. It's a second run theater. We were looking for something to do.
And of course, you had the big daddy of them all of your disaster movies. You had Titanic come out in 1990.
Well, yeah.
Oh, right.
I forgot. I wasn't even thinking about maritime disaster.
Yeah. When I saw it in the list of disaster movies, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I feel like once CGI came out, everyone's like, we could just destroy anything.
Let's blow it up.
Yeah, it used to be you had to put a lot of work into making things blow up on screen.
Now you just do it with weeks of work.
You just ask Grok to do it for you.
Oh yeah.
Grok, how do I blow up the Pentagon? You say. It gives you detailed instructions. You guys want to talk about the plot of Dante's Peak?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Block bumper, listen to me. I'm gonna give you the plot summary. Come on, baby, here's the synopsis. Block bumper, block bumper.
So we open on clouds, and our title font is a knockoff John Carpenter font, and it really jumped out at me. And then there's an eruption. And there's ash, and there's mud raining down from the sky, and fire, and people are fleeing in slow motion, and it looks like literal hell. It looks awful. And emerging from the chaos is our hero, Dr. Harry Dalton, as played by Peirce Brosnan. What do you guys think about Peirce Brosnan?
He's great.
Yeah.
He's really good in this. He's good in he's just good. He understands the assignment.
Yeah, I think this is exactly the kind of thing that he's perfect for.
Yeah. He's really good at looking at his instrument and going,
He carries a certain level of seriousness and gravitas, but approachability.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's good with the scenes with the kids. He's not too corny. But he comes across as genuine, which I think is hard to do.
And you buy him also as intelligent as well as a man of action. It's not Mark Wahlberg in The Happening,
Ugh.
So he picks up his lady love, Mary Ann, from his research lab, and they try to drive off. Except there's a rock the size of an orange that blasts a hole straight through Mary Ann's skull, killing her instantly.
It's so hilarious, which is so funny to say.
It's so funny.
It's just, it comes out of nowhere. He's like, Mary Ann, we got Marianne? And it's just like, oh dear God.
She completely got her shit rocked.
Oh,
Yes.
She did not feel a thing.
Yep.
We then cut to 4 years later, and we can tell Dr. Harry is still haunted by these events because he's doing a lot of push-ups.
Yes.
Yes.
Bane style.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of push-ups and ignoring his boss on the phone. And that's how you can tell that, he's still tightly wound, but he's passionate about his job because a volcano killed the woman he loved.
That's right.
That's right.
He's never going to be not strong enough again.
Exactly. He can push the volcano away.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready. So he lets his machine pick up the phone, and it's his boss telling him that he needs to check out some seismic activity in the Northern Cascade. Specifically, in a little town and a big mountain that are both called Dante's Peak. So he hops in his cool big red truck and he drives away.
Yeah.
We then meet a very frazzled single mother named Rachel, played by Linda Hamilton. She's not just a mom, though. She's also a small business owner and the mayor of Dante's Peak. True girl boss icon.
Mm-hmm.
Weez, as a working mother, how do you feel about the character of Mayor Rachel?
Okay, so...
Can you truly have it all?
Yes, and an exploding town. Well, the town's gone, so now she can just start over, I guess. Find a new town to be mayor of. I will say, in her opening scene when she can't find her jacket, I felt that deep in my bones. But, otherwise, I was kind of like, it's a little corny, a little bit, but she rocks it. Yeah. She does a good job. It's Linda Hamilton, she's a consummate professional.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about Linda Hamilton? I mostly know, obviously, a lot of people think Terminator when they think Linda Hamilton. I largely know her from having a brief obsession with the Beauty and the Beast television show in my mid-20s.
Yeah. Forgot she was on that.
I watched some of that with you, I think.
Yeah, they love each other so hard.
Yeah.
It's just like a really aggressively romantic show. But yeah, she's great. She does a great job here, I think.
It's weird to see her in such a chill, I can't really say chill role because the whole town that she's the mayor of explodes, but before that happens, she's so normie and she never plays normie stuff,
Yeah.
So that was kind of odd, but like I said, she rocks it, she does fine with it. I think it's a me problem that I'm like, why are you being so regular right now?
Now, she's the mayor. So the mayor tells her little girl, Lauren, that they need to rush out the door to the big Founders Day festival, where Dante's Peak is named the second best place to live in America, population under 20,000. And also they're going to be getting a big multi-million-dollar investment from some kind of corporation or developer or something. Great stuff. And it looks like a beautiful town. All the footage of this town is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We get a quick scene of some skinny dippers. Ooh. A little something for the daddy in the audience.
Good God.
I'm sorry. But the skinny dippers are quickly boiled alive in a hot spring that rapidly heats up due to geothermal activity being afoot, perhaps?
Uh-oh.
Perhaps.
And perhaps another clue.
Who could say? Scientists could, but will they?
Yeah. We'll see if this hot spring pays off. This might be Chekhov's hot spring.
It could be. It very well could be.
Now, back in town, Harry introduces himself to Mayor Rachel and explains that he needs to run some tests. Rachel offers to show him around, but first she has to track down her miscreant tween son, Graham, who is hanging out in an abandoned mine shaft with some skateboarders.
Mm-hmm.
Seems pretty radical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. and I knew exactly what haircut this boy would have.
Oh, yes.
I saw him.
Yep.
Yeah. Graham is rocking the butt cut for sure. And he seems like a villain from The Skateboard Kid, if anybody's seen that movie. But Mayor Rachel wants to drop the kids off with her late husband's hermit mother that lives up in the mountains. And they would do that, but instead when they get to Gam's house, Gam invites herself along with the kids. They're all going to go swimming together in the lake up at the higher point in the mountain where Harry wants to go. So Harry looks at a couple of readings and instruments and chemicals, and he says, And Mayor Rachel's like, what is it? And he's like, it's a test.
Yep.
And then the gang wanders over to the self-same hot spring that we saw just 10 minutes ago, where a couple got boiled alive. And Harry noticed that there's something off with this hot spring just in time because he saves little Graham from almost cannonballing himself into there and getting sous vide. And then they see the Skinny Dippers' poached corpses float by. 2 dead bodies are enough to make Harry call this in to his boss, Paul, who agrees that he's going to send down the team. And the team, to me, is very reminiscent of Twister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big time.
This seems like this is, trying to draw a lot from Twister to me.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess it makes sense. They couldn't be drawing from Volcano because Volcano wasn't out yet.
Right.
But it's also funny because I feel like in Twister, the gang is more of a thing, whereas this is just like, we needed inspiration, so we took inspiration from the gang. They're not really a part of the movie, but
it's like
they
a
are.
copy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're very thinly sketched.
Totally.
They're like Jabberjaw's band as opposed to the Mystery Machine.
I literally do not remember the names of any of them except for I think one was named Greg. Right?
There was
Grant.
And Greg
is
is the...
See, I already forgot his name.
No, it is Greg, but he's played by Grant. Is it the guy who likes coffee?
Yeah, coffee guy.
Okay, well, I'm glad that that's him, because I was like, hopefully that's the guy. But also, I feel weird when there's someone in a movie that has my name and I'm unaware of it. That feels strange somehow.
That would be off-putting.
They're just like, his name was Greg and I didn't know that?
Why didn't I click in when someone said my name?
Yeah, why did that not register?
So Mayor Rachel agrees to set up a meeting with the Dante's Peak City Council to talk about the possibility of evacuating the town. When Paul and his ragtag band of volcanologists show up, and Paul finds out that Harry is already talking to the city council, he is pissed. So he busts into the council meeting and tells them not to panic. An evacuation would be premature, blah, 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 blah. Paul also tells Harry that he's off the case.
I love this scene so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the idea of someone being like, whoa, we wouldn't want to go in here and say that there's possibly going to be a volcano eruption because that'll fucking kill a town. And do you want to kill a town? Is that what you want to do, Harry? Is kill a town? With your warnings, you scientist, and your warnings with your numbers and your readings. I, too, am a scientist and I'm your boss. I'd like to tell a story about it. It's like, this is insane.
He says we can't evacuate 7,000 people. We're talking about evacuating 7,000 people. I immediately got my phone and was like, how many people can fit in Citizens Bank Park? And let me tell you, it's 6 times as many. And they load in and load out of there several times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you could evacuate 7,000 people in like a half hour. If
It
you
doesn't
really
take
had
that
to.
long, bro. I was like, nice flex, I guess.
Let's see. But yeah, Paul is, tells him that he's off the case. But then at a bar later that night, he says he's back in as long as he sticks to the party line. We're going to run our tests. We're not going to panic. So the next day, Rachel delivers a big thing of coffee to the crew and invites Harry over for dinner before the guys fly around in a helicopter. They take a helicopter up to the top of the volcano to like take some gas readings. They're like, how
Yes.
much sulfur is there? And you got to think the giant whirling helicopter blades might impact your gas readings.
I was wondering about that too.
Well, maybe they compensate for that.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, it seems like it would be really hard to do. Anyway, a pedant could see the strings. That night, Harry goes to Rachel's house for dinner, and he does a little magic tricks for the kids. He gets a little pet the dog scenes with the kids and every now and then. And then he ends up talking about his dead girlfriend, Marianne.
Great way to do it.
She loved volcanoes, he says wistfully. One of my favorite lines.
Mm-hmm.
She loved volcanoes. The next day, the crew has a new plan. They're going to send in their exploratory robot, Spider Legs. And he's going to go walk around in the mouth of the volcano and take some readings. Maybe now without the helicopter blades, they'll get something a little more accurate.
Maybe.
But unfortunately, Spider Legs only makes it so far, maybe about 40 feet before getting its foot stuck in a rock or something.
Just like immediately gets stuck.
Yeah.
Terrible robot.
Real bad design. Then one of the more interesting volcanologists, Terry, the one with the beard, he goes to set it free, only to be caught in a rock slide himself, breaking his leg. Luckily, Harry is able to airlift them out of there before any more rocks fall on them.
I would like to point out that he takes his harness off, and everyone's like, "Don't do that." But you'd think that they would be like, it'd be Terry or whatever. Terry, you literally can't do that. Like, don't be fucking stupid. Like, they're weird scientists in this movie, and I love them.
Mm-hmm. All of them are like trying to be the rebel, and that doesn't work for a crew.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Nobody plays by the rules in this government organization.
And then they all exploded in the volcano. Like, come on.
Yeah, they're all very like open to interpretation. They seem just more like volcano enthusiasts.
Yeah.
We all know how that works out.
Yeah. Famously. So he's able to call in an airlift. The helicopter pilot is like a D plot.
Yeah.
There's
Right, because he's a shithead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, more money, please.
Yeah, he's like a mercenary because he has to fly into an exploding volcano. And he's like, oh, well, I guess I should ask for more money. That to me seems reasonable.
Yeah, it does.
You could have just fucking stayed home. But the two of them, Harry hooks them both up to his harness, and they share a manly embrace in the sky as they're airlifted out of the volcano.
Beautiful.
Now that one of the members of the crew has gotten hurt, Harry is very seriously pushing for an evacuation. And still everyone is like, no dice. Harry, the readings just don't back it up. But Harry's like, I felt that volcano. That was a magma.
It was near the surface.
It was near the surface. That wasn't seismic. It was magmatic. But everyone says no, so it's time to pull up stakes and leave town. Before they do, Dr. Harry walks Mayor Rachel home from the town bar, and they almost kiss before they get interrupted by a child. Rachel goes to get a glass of tap water, and it's all brown and gross. He brings the brown, gross water to Paul, and Paul's like, yes, this water is gross. This town is about to blow.
Mm-hmm.
So Rachel calls the town meeting that night for 6 p.m., and everyone in town shows up except for stubborn old Gam Gam. But in retrospect, she should have called the meeting for 5 p.m., because at 6:01, Dante's Peak erupts.
It's good that they got everybody together for it into one location.
Right? Yeah.
Because also, when they're like, nobody panic, it's like, if they hadn't all been in one room, none of this would have been an issue. They all just would have walked out in their own pace and everyone would have left fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really is a series of striking mistakes.
Yeah.
Now, the movie is really getting started, though. Siskel is right.
Mm-hmm.
There's chaos. There's eruption. There's people getting trampled. Tape Club Video gets destroyed.
No.
Yeah.
People rush out of town, but Rachel can't leave without her kids, who are back at her deli/house that she lives in above the deli.
And why aren't they at the town meeting? They'd
get bored.
All right.
My mom's the mayor. It sucks.
Yeah. Mom's so corny every time. She's like, I'm the mayor. Do what I say. But when they get back to the deli, the kids aren't there. They've commandeered Rachel's truck to drive up the mountain to get Gam.
This is
even though, yeah, Graham, the older child, appears to be about 12.
Yeah.
He's a country kid.
They are navigating this road that is genuinely just flooded with an ash rain, and they're just like, look at how you can't see anything. It's like, you can't see anything. How are these children not running into the side of a mountain?
No, they should have died 50 feet from their home.
Theory. Graham's been stealing his mom's car for years now, driving it around.
Okay, I buy that backstory.
I like this a lot.
Still, even Graham is forced to admit, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Harry and Rachel chase after them. They drive through a river in a very exciting river sequence.
Mm-hmm.
They almost get hit by the crashing helicopter piloted by the shithead that has the investment guy and the city council member who's an asshole in it.
Nice.
All our assholes are dead in one fell swoop.
Kaboom.
Terrible helicopter accident during a volcano eruption. Never thought it would be me.
Yeah.
I also like the idea that a helicopter pilot doesn't know that they can't fly around when there's a bunch of shit in the air.
Yeah.
My copter could take it.
Mm-hmm.
My old helicopter.
This is apparently one of the things in the movie that is real, which makes that the scene in Volcano where they bring in like a whole fleet of helicopters to spritz water on the lava to stop it.
Would not, yeah.
That's the magic of the movies. We're having fun.
I know. But it was also kind of magical watching that helicopter crash.
No, that was great. Especially right in front of Peirce Brosnan.
Yeah. The good news is they finally find the kids at Gam's house. Unfortunately, Gam's dog, Scruffy, is missing.
Oh, boy.
The family tries to claim a few valuables and mementos from the lakeside cabin before evacuating, when quite literally out of nowhere, the cabin is suddenly entirely engulfed in lava.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
It was really jarring how quickly they were immediately completely... Like they had barely introduced the concept of lava at this point.
I know. They were like, shit, we're running out of time. We need to do more volcano stuff like really, really fast. It has to happen now. We already did an hour of this movie without any volcano stuff.
Yeah, and then just a lava jump scare.
Which is, it quite literally is. They're just walking through a living room and then suddenly it's lava everywhere with a great crash. Incredible cinema.
Yeah.
This is definitely one to watch on an edible because I feel like then it would feel like it took place in a normal amount of time.
Yeah. You could definitely space out. So the lava consumes their cars, but there is a nearby motorboat on the lake. So they all hop in the motorboat and motorboat away. Unfortunately, the volcano has also turned the lake into acid, and the acid is melting the boat.
This scene is very effective.
The
way very scary.
Yes.
I repeated these 3 lines last night over and over. The volcanic activity has turned the lake into acid. Acid eats metal. I'm like, am I taking a test later? Like, why are you talking to me like this? It was so good.
What it reminded me a lot of is Deathbed, the bed that eats. But that one scene that was surprisingly effective because it was just the woman with her legs melted off crawling towards a door for like 3 minutes straight.
Yes, yeah, where it's just like we're just going to watch this boat just drift and then slowly sink into the water, and everyone's just going to sing Row Your Boat, and it's in complete pitch black. and it's very effective.
This is, by the way, the third of our movies to feature people singing "Row, Row, Row Your Boat."
Wow.
The first two being Manos and I think Troll 2. I meant to double check but didn't.
Okay. That sounds right.
That sounds right. So as the boat begins to sink into the lake, Harry wraps his coat around his hand to try to paddle them to shore. But when it becomes clear that they aren't going to make it, Gam heroically leaps off the boat and pulls them ashore as the acid lake eats the flesh off of her legs and butt.
I got to tell you, really satisfied that she just jumped in and did this. So good on you, Gam. Terrible woman.
Really.
Yeah. I like that they established that she's awful before she does this.
Yep.
Yeah, that it's her fault that they're all up there to rescue her. And so she does sort of owe it to all of them.
Yeah.
Harry tries to carry her back to civilization. She's obviously much lighter now that a lot of her flesh is melted off.
Yeah.
But it becomes pretty clear that she's not going to make it.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
They freaking dump her ass and they're like, see ya. Bye, Gam.
Yeah, they do just sort of leave her there on the ground after they say their goodbyes. They do have to keep moving because the snow cap on the mountain is melting, sending a massive tidal wave of snow melt into the river valley. Luckily, Dante's Peak, the town, is finally fully evacuated. And just the National Guard and our team of geologists are the last people out. But Paul, picking up the van in the rear, gets swept into the currents during a bridge collapse, and he dies. R.I.P. Paul.
He gives a slight little wave as he just gets tossed into the water, and it's just like, all right, way to go, Paul. Ostensibly the villain, if it weren't for the volcano.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I'd be more upset, but I guess it was their boss, so
yeah,
they're like, oh well.
It's so weird that like he's the turd, the boss of the group is the turd of the group. It's like this is not what I would have expected.
The very working class 90s, I feel like.
Yeah.
Your boss is still a turd. Meanwhile, Harry has found a park ranger's truck and has hotwired it. As he drives Rachel's family back towards civilization, he runs into a stream of dried, cooling lava that still cracks and shows hot lava in between it. And he says, I'm going to drive the old truck over it. This is the craziest thing I've seen in a while. This was wild to me. This whole sequence was wild.
Yeah.
This is specifically called out on the at the time, actually, the Geological Survey put out frequently asked questions on their website about, what in the movie is accurate. And this part was specifically called out in its own question as like, no, you absolutely cannot drive over lava fields.
Yeah.
In a gasoline-powered vehicle. Like, come on.
I like at one point the surface of the lava cracks and you see his tire in hot yellow lava, like it's mud, like kicking up lava.
Yeah. He's like rocking back and forth.
Throw it in reverse and you got to do the rock, and that's how you get out. And then at one point someone says, Harry, we're on fire.
Yeah.
And then a child says, more lava is coming down the hill.
Yes.
Yep.
It's just like the acid lake. It eats metal.
Yeah.
More lava is coming.
Just a real ear for dialogue in this film. Luckily, Scruffy the dog is there. They do find Scruffy the dog, and he hops in the truck. And next thing you know, they've driven through the lava.
They're
and
fine.
the car is still going.
It's normal. It's very normal.
I'm assuming the tires are now like pieces of obsidian, like a Flintstone car. That's the only way this makes sense to me.
It's also crazy because there's so much ash raining down that it kind of looks like snow. So a person who's been like stuck in a blizzard is just like, they're rocking back and forth in the snow. And then they cut to the outside and it's complete black that they're rocking. And it's just like, no, this doesn't compute anymore. This doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. It's a very strange scene.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, They pick up Scruffy the dog, and driving through molten lava didn't damage the car for it to be a problem. They make it back to town. They grab a piece of gear from the hotel, something called an ELF, extreme low frequency transmitter. But before they can get much further, Dante's Peak erupts again. Mm-hmm. This time, it's the real eruption.
Boom.
You can get pregnant from pre-eruption.
Christopher.
I'm sorry. But now that's the difference between these two eruptions is what I'm saying. This one, there's a giant pyrostatic cloud that comes out of the volcano like a nuclear bomb. And Harry throws the truck into drive and he slams it into the abandoned mine. Mm-hmm. I mean, inside the abandoned mine.
Yeah.
And it's great because it protects them from the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
But the bad news is the mine collapses behind them. For now, they're trapped. They crawl through the front windshield of the truck and they head to Graham's secret hideout where he has a hidden cache of juice and snacks. So that's nice.
Nice.
That's
Good job, Graham.
Johnny on the spot. Yeah. Unfortunately, they do appear to be buried alive. But then Harry remembers the object that he picked up just 10 minutes ago that was just introduced to the film.
No,
figures, I'll go get that.
That came up earlier. It was on the robot, and they took it off the robot because they're like, we're checking out this NASA junk for them. They want to track us, but it's fucking up our robots. F this.
Damn this elf.
Okay. I see. Well, anyway.
A lot of Chekhov's items in this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's a Swiss watch.
A lot going on. Yeah.
So Harry goes back to get that gear. And, but on his way back to the truck, there's a cave-in. And now he's separated from Mayor Rachel and the kids. And then when he gets to the truck and he goes in to try and get the elf, there's another cave-in. And now he's trapped in the truck under tons of rubble. But he is able to kick the thing on. And it turns on the homing signal. And then we find out 2 days later, someone notices that it's been blinking the entire time.
Insane choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really wild to do that.
Mm-hmm.
To think that these two children spent 2 days in a cave in total darkness.
Yeah. And also that they're like, the main hero was just like, more or less crumpled in a vehicle for 48 hours, subsisting on nothing and just pissing and shitting himself.
With a compound
with a broken bone. Yeah.
His bone is sticking out of his arm. It was disgusting. Yeah. I did not remember that part of the movie. I was really grossed out.
It's when it gets gory, it gets gory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for G13.
I feel like if your bone is out, you don't have long, man. You know, that's something you should resolve,
go
like, in a few hours. Yeah.
Well, 2 days later, the rescue squad returns to Dante's Peak, and they dig everybody out. And everybody seems to be pretty much fine. And Rachel and Harry reunite, and they kiss, and everyone's happy, and the movie's over. The kids,
her kids are watching her kiss this guy and laughing in a very strange way.
Yes.
They've been through a lot.
I mean, they have been through a lot. That's fair.
I think that secretly they want these two to be married, and so they're just giddy as hell that this man, this basically this Superman who came into their lives and saved them, are just like, good, he's kissing mommy. Good.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's not like their dad ain't shit, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gam Gam's gone now, so this guy.
Mm-hmm.
She
they
was
need
their,
a new authority figure.
They need someone else to drive to in secret.
Mm-hmm.
Well, final thoughts, 5-star ratings on our unique scale of watchability and weirdness. Greg, why don't you kick us off?
So I was going to give it a 4 for watchability, but I think after talking to everybody, I'm going to bump it up to a 4.5 because I think had I been watching it with other people, I would have been enjoying myself more than I already was because it's a pretty enjoyable time. It's just it does take a while to get to the volcano. Luckily, a lot of the ridiculousness that's in there, like I loved the whole, just like you want to ruin this town financially by having a sort of an early warning system in place, Mr. Scientist, says the fellow scientist. Like this whole, the only thing I could think of was, and no one's going to know this reference except for Chris, was National Lampoon's RoboDoc.
Yep.
Which is a movie that ostensibly seems like it would be about a robot becoming a doctor, but is more about how to needle insurance companies and make jokes about them. And it really seems like it's written by someone who had some prior experience. It's just like, F these guys. And so this movie felt like someone was kind of like, we need to write about volcano scientists, but kind of fuck them in a way. They come into towns and ruin their livelihood. It was just like, where did this animosity come from? And so because of that, I'm going to give it a weirdness of 2. It's not that weird. I mean, it's a disaster movie. It just does some really interesting things as far as tone goes. So, yeah.
Makes sense. What about you, Anna?
I would give it about, let's see. Yeah, I'd give it a 4.5 for watchability. I had a great time. I wanted to specifically compliment how it did a good job of, like, there were a lot of really dark scenes in the second half of the movie, but the first half of the movie had done such a good job of establishing, these clear skies that go on forever. The view from Grandma's house is just incredible. And then, so it's a good contrast, the darkness makes a really good contrast to what went before.
I didn't even think about that, but that's a really good point.
Yeah. As for weirdness, I think it's kind of straightforward.
That's fair.
So that would be, I don't know, let's call it about a 2 for weirdness.
Fair enough. Like I said, I'm a volcano guy. So I gave it a 3 stars in watchability. Most of the time when I was watching it, I was thinking about how it would be great if I was watching Volcano, how good the movie Volcano is.
Wow.
How cool Tommy Lee Jones is.
Wow.
How Anne Heche didn't get a fair shake in Hollywood.
She didn't.
Stuff like that.
She didn't.
Yeah.
And then for weirdness, I gave it 3 stars just because I found it had sort of a surprising luridness to it that I wasn't expecting. And also like a more of an earnestness, but like the skinny dipping scene I wasn't expecting, and I also wasn't expecting to see them with their, flesh boiled off later on, so it did have a couple of surprises for me that I thought gave it a little bit of a weirdness. And to me, while Volcano feels like sort of a throwback to 70s disaster movies, this feels more like a 50s throwback.
Interesting.
And I think, and I don't know, was just something that sort of occurred to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how defensible that position is, but I'm going to throw it out there as food for thought.
It's just an interesting thought.
I do also like that Brosnan and Hamilton are basically the same age.
Yeah, that's great.
They're 44 and 42, whereas
perfect
Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Heche, although they're only like they flirt a little, but still they're 20 years apart.
Yeah. Fair
That's
enough.
pretty
Fair
significant.
enough. Well, what about you, Courtney, in terms of watchability and weirdness? Where'd you land?
Watchability, I would definitely give this like a 4. I could even bump it up to a 4.5, depending on the situation that I'm in that day, the time, whatever, I feel like watching. But it is just like, to me, you guys, Volcano's like a throwback to the 70s, and this one was more like a throwback to the 50s. And like, I get that. I definitely can see that. But to me, this is like a quintessential 90s movie. Like, you have your ragtag bunch of scientists that are all rebels, and you have like there's just so many things to me that scream 1990s about this that I love that whenever I don't know what to watch and I see like a category that's just movies from the 90s, I'm immediately scrolling through those.
That's fair.
Yeah, and uh, just it's kind of like the reverse. We have to save the town because we don't have any money, like the ski town, the mountain town. It's more
Oh,
like
yeah.
we have to save the town by keeping this money and not making anybody evacuate because a volcano is about to erupt and kill us all. There's something funny about that to me. I don't know.
Well, that's completely fair.
Yeah. I don't think it's that weird a movie except for all the points you said. Like, it is a little weird that there's boiled bodies and boiled grandmas, and I think the dialogue is exceedingly strange when they like are very expositional. When all of a sudden, when like for the whole front half of the movie they aren't really, and then they're like, the lake is acid, acid eats metal. I'm like, okay, who wrote this part specifically? That's a little weird to me. So I would give it like maybe. I could bump it to a 3 on the weird scale.
Okay. That seems very reasonable. Well, speaking of 3s, let's move on to Act 3 of the show. And we're going to be having a little discussion of trends in film led by my wonderful wife.
Yay.
Woo.
That's me.
Trends in film, they do happen. Trends in film. Trends in film, that's a segment. Trends in film.
All right. So as we've discussed extensively already, Dante's Peak and Volcano, famous examples of twin films, which are movies that come out around the same time and have similar plot. They usually come from two different studios hopping on the same idea. I did see, one film scholar saying that it actually makes more sense to think of twin films as an exception to, like, more often they'll find out that another studio is making a film and, yours will get canceled or changed, like most of the time studios want to avoid this, but it happens. There's a lot of the time, there's a clear winner between the two. I don't know. We all had preferences. Well, we all had preferences on this. I do think that, like, box office wise, they both made money at the box office. They both got similarly kind of like mid reviews. I don't know. Yeah. But I went through the list on Wikipedia of notable examples, and these were some that were interesting to me. The first ones were two versions of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, released a month apart in 1920.
Oh, nice.
Of course, it was the novella was written in 1886, which I always think is important when you're thinking about, like early films. It's just like it's adapting like a 35-year-old book. Like, that's not a big deal.
That's something I hadn't thought about, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 1931, Marlene Dietrich was in a movie called Dishonored about a lady spy, which caused Greta Garbo's studio to rush out a movie with her as Mata Hari in the same year.
Oh.
Okay.
In 1965, and these were both kind of knockoffs of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, which had been a big hit a couple of years before. But two movies came out about slapstick races in the early 1900s. Those were Those Magnificent Men in Their Flying Machines and The Great Race.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's what The Great Race turned out to be. That could be very problematic.
The Great Race, actually, it was a Blake Edwards movie, cost $12 million, which was the most expensive comedy produced to date.
That's
time. Just a really expensive movie. 1973, the film adaptations of Godspell and Jesus Christ Superstar, which had both debuted in 1971. So this is where the twin films are echoing the twin musicals.
Makes sense.
1986 and 87, we have Platoon and Full Metal Jacket, 6 months apart.
Yeah.
1989, K9 and Turner and Hooch. Buddy cop movies where one of the buddies is a dog.
Yes.
Yep.
1992, we had 2 Christopher Columbus movies.
I remember that
Columbus,
as a child.
The Discovery. Yeah. And 1492, Conquest of Paradise.
Oh, yeah.
That was the brand name one, because that's Ridley Scott.
Right. I haven't seen either of those.
I just remember thinking, like, why is Christopher Columbus suddenly so popular for some reason?
Right?
It was because it was 1992. It was a 500
years.
Yes, that makes good sense.
Yep. 1993 and 94, Tombstone and Wyatt Earp both came out. One with Kurt Russell and one with Kevin Costner as Wyatt Earp, who, by the way, started his law enforcement career in West Wichita, what is now West Wichita.
Nice.
Yeah. 1994 and 1995, we had The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar.
That's a good twin film.
Yeah. 1995 and 96, next week's selection, Powder, and the movie Phenomenon with John Travolta have some similarities about a guy with powers who's an outcast. 1998 was a huge year for this.
Yes.
In 1998, we had Ants and A Bug's Life. Deep Impact and Armageddon. Saving Private Ryan and The Thin Red Line.
Oh, yeah.
And then if we go a little over into 99, The Truman Show and Ed TV.
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time anybody watched Ed TV was?
I don't know.
People still talk about The Truman Show.
Yeah, I've seen
it.
I've never seen it.
It's still good.
Yeah.
It's good, yeah.
Truman Show's good. Ed TV is fine. I like Jenna Elfman.
In 2005, Red Eye and Flight Plan were both airplane set thrillers. 2006, The Prestige and The Illusionist were both about magicians.
Prestige.
I remember in 2011, No Strings Attached and Friends with Benefits.
Oh yeah, the fuck buddy movies
both being released. Yeah, and how one of them has Ashton Kutcher and one of them has Mila Kunis, but they're both paired with other people.
Yeah.
2013, Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down.
Yes,
that one.
Yeah.
Just hilarious to me. These two.
Thank you.
2018, we had a couple of horror movies based around a sensory threat. I haven't seen either of one, but Bird Box, you couldn't look at the monsters, and In a Quiet Place, you couldn't make any noise.
Oh yeah.
So you can see those as being similar. This was one that I definitely watched both of these in 2019. Fire Fraud and Fire, the competing documentaries about the Fire Festival.
Those ones are awesome. Love those. Another really good pairing.
Yeah. In 2024, The First Omen and Immaculate were 2 horror movies about young American nuns who become pregnant with the Antichrist as I think as part of nefarious plans by the Catholic Church.
That is
Okay.
crazy specific. I've never heard of either of those.
Yeah, I think they're both supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Good things
Immaculate
about either.
stars Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Get out. Okay.
And I will, this is one that a pair that was not on the list, but I discovered independently right before we started recording. I had mentioned Werner Herzog's documentary on some French volcanologists that's called The Fire Within, a Requiem for Katja and Maurice Kraft. There was another 2022 documentary about the two of them by a filmmaker called Sara Dosa. That one was called Fire of Love.
Okay. So maybe that was the one I was thinking of. Who could say?
Be.
Well, I could say it's time to play a game. Do you guys want to play When's Going On?
Sure.
Absolutely.
And I say, hey, yeah. I said, hey, when's going on? And I said, hey, yeah. I said, hey, when's going on?
That's right. We're playing When's Going On, and we're doing it with disaster movies. I'm going to give you a title of a disaster movie and a brief plot description, and I want you guys to each tell me what year you think it came out. If you get it within 5 years in either direction, you get 1 point. If you get it within 1 year in either direction, you get 2 points. If you get it on the button, you get 3 big points. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, question number 1. Lightning, fire from the sky.
Ooh.
Overwhelmed by a disastrous lightning storm that his son predicted, a man must learn to trust his son in order to save his family and his community. Lightning, fire from the sky. Greg, when do you think that one came out?
1962.
Okay. What about you, Anna? When do you think that one came out?
1991.
Okay. What about you, Courtney?
1983.
Sorry, that was 2001. 2001.
What?
Yeah. It's all right. There's plenty of game left to play. No points. Question number 2. Heat wave. The residents of an isolated mountain town must band together to survive during a devastating heat wave. Some of these are TV movies, I should say.
Okay.
Greg, when do you think Heat Wave came out?
87.
All right. Anna, what do you think?
85.
All right. Courtney?
74.
Courtney on the dot. 3 big points.
Whoa. Good job.
Thanks. I
Coming
literally know
out
nothing
with a
about
big
heat
lead.
wave.
We don't know anything about any of the things we answer about, so.
They are guessing games. Question number 3. Fire from below. Digging at a nearby cave, a careless industrialist unearths a vein of pure base lithium and inadvertently brings it to the surface, where the lithium combusts when coming into contact with water and begins to wreak havoc on the countryside. Fire from below.
A convoluted disaster scenario.
Greg, when do you think Fire from Below came out?
Wow. 19. I could go so many different time periods in here. 1982?
All right. Anna, what do you think?
2007.
Okay. What about you, Courtney?
I'm throwing it way back. This feels like a 50s or 60s thing. I'm going to go with like 1950. 1958.
Anna gets a point. It was 2009.
Whoa.
Okay. It's hard to gauge the time period of liquid lithium.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like it's becoming more relevant than ever.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 4. Night of the Twisters. The residents of a small town come face to face with a deadly and unpredictable series of tornadoes.
Face to face?
Among them is one boy struggling to keep his family safe. Night of the Twisters. Greg, when do you think that one came out?
1996.
Okay. Anna, what about you?
68.
All right, Courtney.
2000.
All right, that's 1 point for Courtney and 3 big points for Greg. That was 1996.
Yes.
Whoa. I knew it was probably a Twisters ripoff, but I didn't want to step on Greg's toes too much.
Question number 5. The Day After. The effects of a devastating nuclear holocaust on a small town residents of eastern Kansas. The Day After. Greg, when do you think that one came out?
1973.
All right. Anna, what about you?
1977.
Okay. Courtney?
2006.
Nope. I skunked you that time. It was 1983.
That's a really famous one. That's a really famous.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That freaked out a lot of people. A lot of people learned about the devastation of nuclear war from that specific picture.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was the Day After Tomorrow ripoff.
Understandable.
That was my year choice on that.
I think it's the other way around, actually.
Yeah, totally.
Question number 6. Tychus. An underground city is built to save a cross-section of humanity as a comet hurtles towards Earth. Tychus. Greg, what do you think?
1966.
All right. How about you, Anna?
Well, I was thinking 65, so I'm going to say it.
All right. What about you, Courtney?
1981.
Gotcha again. That was 1999.
Wow.
That movie was also directed by John Putsch, the director of The Boy Who Saved Christmas.
Ooh, have to check that out.
You never forget your first putsch.
Yeah.
So was that part of, that was a third, that was the triplet to Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the dime store version. Question number 7. Scorcher. The only hope for humanity to survive a natural disaster is to detonate a nuclear bomb in Los Angeles, California.
It only makes sense.
Scorcher. Greg, what do you think?
75.
75. Anna?
89.
89. Courtney?
2003.
Courtney with 2 big points. That was 2002.
Wow.
Nice.
Courtney
Sounded
with a
like
commanding lead.
Had a problem with some sort of screenwriter. They had some beef. I felt like that was a recent thing.
Yeah.
Gonna scorch his ass.
I'm tired of Los Angeles. That's
Level it. The only way to save the earth is to level
That's
it.
right.
Question number 8. The Swarm. Deadly African bees spread over Texas and kill thousands of people. Scientists try to find an antidote for bees, I guess, and
Get him out of here.
against the advice of U.S. Army General Thaddeus Slater. The Swarm. Greg, when do you think The Swarm came out?
76. I've seen about half of that movie. It's interesting.
Okay. Greg has a very strong intuition.
1998.
Anna does not believe Greg.
I
I also think this is a 90s John. I'm going to go with like, it's a 3-year thing, right? I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I'm going to go 90, 95.
All right, it was 1978. Greg gets a point.
Greg. Dang. I need to watch more movies about bees, not bee movie.
Well, if you want to hear Michael Caine say, "I've got a horde of angry Africans coming over here," then this is the perfect film for you. If you don't want to hear that, it might not be very good for you.
I may skip that one.
That's why I've only seen a portion of it.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Zulu?
I'm absolutely certain.
Wow.
Question number 9. On the beach. After a global nuclear war, the residents of Australia must come to terms with the fact that all life will be destroyed in a matter of months. On the beach. Greg, what do you think?
1952.
All right, Anna?
1960. I think this is like a classic of bummer Cold War cinema.
What about you, Courtney?
To be clear, this isn't the beach that makes you old.
No.
Okay.
We will be discussing the beach who makes you old in a couple of episodes. Listeners, keep an eye out for that one.
Good deal. Okay, then I'm going to say 1969.
All right. Anna gets the point. It was 1959.
Wow.
I knew it was in the 50s. I've seen that one. It's very good.
Yeah, it stars Gregory Peck, Ava Gardner, and Fred Astaire.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's definitely worth checking out.
Cast.
It's interesting to see an apocalypse movie from the 50s because it has just a different vibe.
Wow.
Oh, I bet. Well, congratulations to Courtney. You're the big winner.
What? I'm good at guessing.
Nice.
And it's also the Baddie Awards. Now you're messing with 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 the Baddie Awards. Congratulations to all the nominees. That's right. Congratulations to all our nominees. It's the Baddie Awards. The awards that we give out. Greg, do you have a Baddie Award?
I sure do. This is for perhaps the most surprising piece of dialogue in the film to me. There are a lot of wonderful surprises in here, especially when he's trying to get his fiance out. He's like, the volcano's exploding. She's like, look at these readings. It's like, that's an interesting thing to say. When he shows up at Ruth's house for the first time, she's like, oh, you people going up to that mountain. It's like, you people, they're scientists. They're not insurance salespeople. Like, what? This is bizarre. But the biggest surprise to me is after they drive that truck into that cave and it collapses and they're stuck in there and they've just got flashlights and they got, snacks and they're spending a couple of days in there. The kids are freaked out and Harry's like, okay, gets everybody in. It gets in real close and everybody gets real tight. And he's like, have you ever been deep sea fishing? It is the funniest thing I've ever heard. And then they're like, no. He's like, I haven't either. And that's a surprise. And then he's like, when we get out of here, we're going to go deep sea fishing. And they're like, yeah. And it's like, what are any of you even talking about? No one would be excited by this concept. When we get out of this mess, we're going to go deep sea fishing. An idea we didn't have until moments ago.
No.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
A fantastic Baddie Award, Greg. Anna, do you have a Baddie Award?
Yes. I'm going to give it to, let's see. I am going to give it to the actor who plays Graham, the little boy who looked familiar to me the whole way through. And it's because this same year he played Billy, the little boy in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode Nightmares. He's a little boy in a coma who's like manifesting his nightmares around town and his like nightmare. He's trying to communicate that he was beaten into the coma by his softball coach. Coach. It's a good episode.
Bummer alarm. Bummer alarm. This next bit is kind of a bummer.
He was beaten by
a
a
real
softball.
child.
That's fair.
He's
That's
not a
fair.
real child.
That's fair. I'm going to give my baddie award, obviously, to Harry's big red truck. Yeah,
Okay.
cool big red truck. It was the same color as a Campbell's soup can. It was great. Anytime you saw it, you're like, he's on the scene. He's the volcanologist. Our best man. It was great. Obviously, if you were getting the Harry action figure, you'd want to get his big red truck to accompany it.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney, do you have a baddie award?
Oh, I think I have to give my baddie award to the aforementioned gentleman at the meeting who said, "You're talking about evacuating 7,000 people." Because when he said that, I was ready to flip a desk. What a fucking failure of a person to say something like that. Because it's not that hard to evacuate 7,000 people, you dipshit. That's my baddie award.
Yeah, I feel like you don't even need a plan. I feel like they can largely evacuate themselves.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week, Courtney.
I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
Do you have anything that you want to plug? Do you have anything that's going on? Do you want people to find you?
I actually would love it if I could plug my sister's podcast.
Absolutely.
The Bedroom Brainiacs. It's like a sex positive sex education podcast that they do with their partner, and they're just kind of like getting it off the ground. And I just want to make sure that the word is out there because it's very, very funny and very educational and just good stuff all around.
Fantastic. Cool. And we're actually in talks to have Julie back on the show, possibly with Tyrese. So keep an eye out for that one, listeners.
Okay.
And keep an eye out for us next week when we're going to be talking about the first movie I saw on a date with a girl, with the girl I saw it with. That's right. We're going to be talking about the movie Powder with my first girlfriend, Sharon Cunningham.
Okay.
I love this.
This is going to go great.
Definitely.
Oh, it's too bad Twister isn't good Twister is good because I saw that with my first boyfriend, but it's a good movie. It's like, Dante's Peak, but better.
Yeah, you could see why Dante's Peak was trying to imitate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yes, come back for that, listeners. And while you got your phone in your hand, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Don't forget to tell a friend about the show. And don't forget to stick around. Here's the one song that I saw that was on the soundtrack, Blue Moon Revisited by the Cowboy Junkies.
Oh.
Hooray.
Great.
Till next week, be good. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm in a David Lynch film.
Yeah, real high energy close to the show.